Welcome to Real Estate Grad School. We coach experienced real estate agents to create and build the habits and systems that rapidly increase your income, build your team, and allow you a much greater peace of mind. I'm Rich Levin. I've been coaching experienced real estate agents for over 20 years to exceptional success. Come and learn. I'm going to show you how you solve a problem that is very common to agents. It happens to every agent. If there are leads that you call and then you lose track of them, or people you've shown houses to and then you lose track of them, and you really don't know what to say when you're going to call them back, today we're going to solve that. Here we go. It happens to every agent. It certainly happened to me a lot. I was probably, I lost an unimaginable number of leads. I used to have, I loved open houses. I picked up tons of buyers, made tons of sales from open houses. It's just my thing. I liked it a lot. Okay. I had people call me to sell. I had a pocket full of notes of paper of leads that I just was busy, whatever the reason was, wouldn't call back in enough time. So I know these scripts very well because I was probably more guilty of that than most because I was generating a lot of leads and not always being conscientious about them. And that's why I emphasize that with you guys, because there's so much lost business with not keeping track of and not calling back the leads. So here we go. It happens to every agent. Okay? You let a lead sit for too long, perhaps days or weeks, or maybe longer. I'm laughing, so painful. Or you've shown houses to a buyer and you haven't been in contact with that buyer for days or weeks or longer. And sometimes I just throw them away because I just was embarrassed. Sometimes I'd call somebody. I remember one woman I called, she said, Rich, when we met you at the open house a month ago, we really liked you. We wanted you to be our agent. When you didn't call us back, we just had to move on. She was apologetic. It's funny, sad, wrong. So we're going to fix that. And I learned over the years to fix it. So how do you make that call? If you're brave enough to make it at all. I do say, if you're not going to make the call, throw out the lead. Don't keep leads around just thinking you have something when you're not going to call them back. All right, I did that too. To be good, you got to make all the mistakes, Situation. Buyers were looking in May and June in this particular community. It was to be a summer house. It was a normal residential house in a neighborhood in the city. But it was going to be their summer house to be closer to their grandchildren. They also would, throughout the year, not only the summer when the kids were off of school, but they'd also stay in it and visit during the year and possibly make it a short-term rental or make it a bed and breakfast if they can find somebody to manage it. And the agent just lost touch. Now, the reason the agent lost touch is irrelevant. Like, why did the agent lose touch? There's an unlimited number of reasons. The reason is irrelevant. The question is, what do you do with it? If you want to call it, what do you do with it? If the buyer lost touch, makes sense. I want to talk about when the agent loses touch. But see, in a way, there's no such thing as the buyer losing touch. It's the agent who's responsible for staying in touch. If the buyer ghosted you, it's a term we use nowadays, just was not responding to you at all, text messages, whatever, toss the lead. Either go drop in at their house or toss the lead, but don't keep leads around. I believe it's best not to hold on to those leads thinking you have something, because you'll end up with dozens and dozens thinking, I got 50 leads to call back and none of them worth a damn. Better to keep the latest few, work on them and work on the new ones. Unless you have so few leads, but if you're not going to call them, just toss them. It's healthier for you. All right, so that's the situation. Buyers were looking in June. It was going to be a summer house, and the agent lost touch. The call. After you identify yourself and greet, after she identifies herself and greets, she says, are you guys still looking for a summer house? So she knows what they were looking for, and she's just going to ask directly. See, she's going to show them she remembers what they were looking for. Not just are you still looking for a house, but you're still looking for a summer house near your kids so you can be near the grandkids. I know summer's almost over, but prices might be better as we get into fall. Are you still looking for a summer house? Let them answer. If they say no, if they say yes, then let's say, well, let's see what I have. One, can you go out and look and make an appointment right then and there? Don't say, let me look and get back to you. Do not do that. Make an appointment right then and there. Let me see what's available, and if they're out of town, when are you going to be back in town? Make an appointment. Get them out again. Get them out again. I told the story many times. I lived in Rochester, New York, and Toronto is about a 2.5-hour drive. And New York City is about a 5.5-hour drive. So we go to Toronto. Whenever I made a lot of money, whenever I got a bunch of checks, and I had, literally $10 or $20 or $30,000 in checks, and we just want to go spend some money, stay overnight in Toronto, take the kids and go shopping. And I walked into this store, and they had this beautiful leather jacket. I had no intention of buying it. I looked at it, the price tag was outrageous, okay? And not too outrageous, but outrageous. I put it on, and the damn thing fit me like, use damn twice, hope that's okay with you guys. Fit me like a glove. I mean, I looked good. I said, I gotta buy this. So it's sort of like that. I wouldn't have even put on a jacket and walked in the store. When you take a buyer out to see houses, it's like you taking them into your store. They've been walking into a house, and all of a sudden it fits. So get them into houses. Now, after they've looked and you know what they're looking for, don't take them to the things they really don't want, but get them into houses. But let's say they say no. You follow up and you say, will you want to look again at the end of summer, maybe in September, October, when the summer homeowners may be thinking of selling and prices may be better? That's more in like vacation communities. But you ask them if, would you like to look in the fall when business slows down, prices get a little softer, not a lot, but a little softer. Would you like to keep looking then? See, just check and see ask again in a different way. They say no, you say, would you like me to keep actively looking for you and staying in touch? See, I want to know whether to throw the lead or keep it. Would you like me to keep actively looking for you and staying in touch? Man, they may be working with another agent. They may be so disappointed in me and not staying in touch. Whatever it is, if they don't want to work with me, I don't mind being done and moving on. Now you may have a script where you encourage them. I'll stay in touch, but I like to end the relationship or continue the relationship and not be in limbo about it. That was me. Next situation, a very normal situation. Here it is, the call. Oh, it's a very normal situation. So now let's talk about the call. A normal situation. The agent lost touch. Period. The agent lost touch. Okay? So after you identify yourself and greet, you say, have you seen anything lately that you're interested in? Now notice this question. Hi, how you doing? It's Rich. Just want to be back in touch. Wondering if have you seen anything lately you've been interested in? Now, that's a loaded question. The usual question is, are you still looking? The usual question would be, are you still looking for that larger home? Are you still looking for that home near to work? Are you still looking for that home that whatever? Okay. But I want to ask a different question, because when I say, have you seen anything lately that you're interested in? I haven't been showing them houses. If they have seen something, they've gone to open houses or they're working with another agent or two. I want to find that out. So I ask this sort of sneaky question. I don't think it's sneaky. It's a tactful question. Have you seen anything lately you're interested in? That way they say, well, in fact, so I know they've been out with other agents. But they say, well, no, we haven't been out looking. You haven't been in touch. Great. Let's go. Okay. So and then I'll say, well, I'll see what's available. Let's make an appointment right now. When would you be available to go see some things? Let's catch up. And I'll make the best commitment I can that I won't lose touch again. Or you don't have to say that. You don't have to apologize, but just keep moving forward. Now, they may say yes. Okay, they have seen other houses, but not tell you they're looking with another agent. In case you have a home they may want. They say, have you seen anything that you're interested in? No, I haven't really. Okay, haven't really. That means they have been looking. So if possible, always ask this better question, not just ask, are you still looking for a home? They could say, yeah, we're still looking. They've actually made a commitment to another agent, but they don't want to tell you in case you have something for them. So ask the better question if you know of a better question. Have you seen anything lately you're interested in? It's one of the things I bring you is better questions. Now, if there is another agent, you don't have to say this. Many agents I coach said, Rich, I wouldn't do that. If they're working with another agent, I wouldn't say many, I'd say half, even less than half. If they know a person's working with another agent, they will not step in. They won't try to take that agent from somebody else. Now, I always say, if they really aren't committed to the person, they don't like the person themselves haven't called, the other agent hasn't called them back, I like to ask, will you work with them or would you like to get back together? And in case they say, Rich, we really don't like that other agent and we'd love to get back together, but you got to stay in touch. I'm like, cool. But I do have, I can think of 2 clients specifically, not a lot. I can think of 2 that if the buyer says, look, we've been working with so-and-so, but we'd rather work with you, they will not work with that person. Even if they say, look, we're not going to work with them anymore. We want to work with you. They will not step in and take it. That's a high level of loyalty, affecting the other agent's loyalty or loyalty to the other agent. So I personally would press it, will you be working with them or would you like to get back together? And delightfully, often people would say, Rich, we really would like to work with you. We really appreciated the way you worked with us. And then they'd say, but if you lose touch, it's over. And I'm like, fair enough, let's go. Now, I was going to cover more with you, but I'll just tell you about this. In the Real Estate Grad School library, which you get to from the top of the charts under library, resource library, search for lead conversion. The document's called lead conversion. Now, seller lead conversion scripts, by the way, you find under sphere of influence for sale, bound, or expired, but buyer conversion scripts are pretty generic. And this is a multi-page document, brought it up here, that has a page of describing the whole lead conversion process. You understand sort of the psychology and steps behind what you're doing. Then it has a lead conversion script with some description from me. It has a script in brief, or a script with just the words. And then it has a number of variations: internet calls, sign calls, people calling you from seeing your signs. There's the 4 most common internet lead conversion mistakes. And then some email correspondence from an agent who was very successful with his email correspondence. And so that document, I think that's all that's here, is in the Real Estate Grad School library under lead conversion. If you can't find it, just call our office and Kava will hook you up. Just click on the link below. I'd look forward to speaking with you.